And the winner is, I'll be sharing it with you very soon. I am coming to you at the end of our Level Up Your Reader's Achievement in the next 5 days event to celebrate the winners of day 5 and the big winner who wins this word work activities box. So I'm sorry I'm a little late getting to you. It was hard to demonstrate the winner. So if you were part of our challenge and you want to brag on your student, share how she or they or he did. I'd love to hear from you. We had such great success, and we're just wrapping this event up, and I want to invite you to learn more if you don't know about it, or to get a recap page. So I'm going to show you a recap page today where all the videos are for the week. So if you just caught a snippet and want to see the whole progression of this week's challenge and see how our Young Star student did, then I got you covered. The other thing I want to show you is his progress in like 5 days, 5 minutes. So you'll get to see little snippets of him move every day, and it'll be a super short and sweet recap. Okay, so let's see. Yes, I'm Debbie, thank you, explaining what's going on. Slow tech on my part. So again, if you're just popping in, say where you're from maybe, and then if you've done some of the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement Challenge, share with us how it went. What's your success? Hey, Fatima, it's much more reasonable hour here now, isn't it, Fatima? For you, I bet. Okay, so first of all, I want to let you know whether you were part of the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement Challenge every day or just one day, or this is the first time you're seeing it. You have free access to this recap page that I'm going to show you now. If I can get all things to work, here we go. There we go. So this recap page will show you all the videos across the course of the week. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. A little silly celebration yesterday, right? So it will also introduce to you the Reading Simplified Academy. This will be there, I'm sure, soon. So you are welcome to go check that out. Here is the web address. It's readingsimplified.com/level, recap level up. Bonus points for anybody who can put it in the chat for me, because I should have done that before. So that is what you can catch today, and it'll be available for free until Tuesday night. So all this training that we've shared together this week is something that I'd like to continue to share with you for a few more days, and then it will go behind the walls of the Reading Simplified Academy, our membership program. And so it'll be available just for members, or perhaps I will put it up for sale for $97 for others. Jennifer, glad you're here from Phoenix. Anybody else around? I know some of you are itching to see if you're the winner, aren't you? So, oh, thank you, Anne. You have been, and Jennifer, very, very helpful, you guys. This is the right address. Okay, readingsimplified.com/recap. Actually, those dots should be dashes. Here we go. Recap-level-up. So thank you. Coach, so Debbie is going to explain what happened with her kiddos yesterday. It seemed like a negative comment as I described how my kiddo had a meltdown. No, it's okay. We need to be honest. All days aren't glorious days. That's not what we're expecting here, but we're just expecting forward progress in general. And Debbie says, what I didn't tell you is that I was able to handle it and pull him back in because of the techniques I learned this past week. Excellent. I once would have been totally at a loss, but I was able to pull us both out of it. That was a success. Awesome. Yeah, Switch It seems to connect more with kids. It seems to be a game that they enjoy. And then with the feedback, you can help them make that bridge from confusion to success. So I am so glad that you posted that, Debbie, and that you experienced that. Yes, absolutely. And that is pretty cool. So I want to show you our young boy going for 5 days really quickly through the Level Up Your Reader's Achievement challenge. So let me pull up that file. This is just little snippets of the whole week. And it'll only take 5 minutes to see this young boy go from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. Can anybody share what you noticed about him at the beginning of the week? I would love to hear you, not just my evidence, but what did you guys observe about our star student at the beginning of the week? Anybody? I am about to find it. There we go. So I'm about to show you the star students blast through the week. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we picked a kindergarten student who was struggling. He didn't know his letter sounds except for maybe 6 or 7. He, as Anne said, he was very distracted the first day. He could not segment 3-sound words. So if I asked him to say the sounds in sat, he could not tell me, especially the a and the t. And he was identified by his kindergarten teacher as being a struggler, and his mom has dyslexic tendencies, so there were a lot of red flags for him. So all we did was 1 week of Switch It, 1 activity a day for about 8 minutes per day. That's all he did, and you're going to see him across the course of this 1 week progress from CVC words to CVCC words. And yeah, look how unsure he is, a little tired, and then we'll see where he is by the end of the week. I'll also notice how many more letter sounds he has. Okay. The first word that I'm going to ask you to build is the word Sam, like a guy's name. What do you hear right here when I say Sam? That's right, that's the letter name. But what sound comes out of my mouth? That's right. Which one of these is S? You got it. Okay, pull it down and say S. And again, because of Facebook's, this looks backwards to you guys, but it's left to right as it should be for him. Now let's focus on what's the next sound that you hear in Sam.
M.
You're so right. There is a that's coming over here, but I'm looking for this sound. I want you to listen really.
Oh.
I don't want you to think about what letter it is. First of all, I just want you to pay attention to my voice and your voice. What do you hear right here when I say Sam? What was coming out of my mouth right there?
B.
Sam.
N.
Sam. What comes out right there? Sam.
M.
Well, there is a You know what? Which one of these is That's ah. This is Let's put that one down there. So you got the but what sound do we hear right here when I say Sam? You got it. You heard it. That's ah. So you have map, and we need mat. Oh, I like how you stay there, ah. Okay, so you got rid of the pup in map, but we're using mat. Oh, you're hearing it. Very nice. Which one is t? Very good. You know what to do next? And the word is?
Mat.
Wow. You got soft. We need to switch it to sift. You have soft. Switch it to sift. Get rid of the ah. That's right. What sound goes here to make sift? Which is it? It. Just say it. Sift. If you sift something, you separate it. Okay, let's check the sounds in sift. You have plot.
No.
Yep. Okay, plod.
Where's D? Is there any D on here?
Yes.
There we go.
And what sound is it at the end of plod?
T, D, D,
Check the sounds, and you got maybe one more.
D.
No, we're doing the word plod.
Oh,
Plod.
D.
Duh. That's a good fit. Now let's check the sounds in stump. And the word is?
Stump.
Can you take away two things? Two things we're going to do to change stump to stun. Stun. Oh, that is so good. He got both of them. I didn't know if that was possible. We need to make stun. What's which one is That's O. You nailed it. Okay, I'm stunned that you did it. Okay, check the sounds in stun. It's hard thinking about that, isn't it? Stun. And the last sound? Stun. Very nice. Week. He was not able to do CVC segmenting or manipulating on Sunday, and then on Monday he did a little bit, but we added more letter sounds. Added more letter sounds on Tuesday, but we're still at the 3 sound words. He is starting to do it without as much my help on Tuesday. Wednesday we make a big breakthrough to go to 4 sounds, and notice we added a consonant digraph. And on Wednesday, he's got 4 short vowels. This is a kid who didn't know any short vowels on Monday, on Monday and Sunday. And on Thursday, we moved to the harder CVCC, where the consonant clusters are at the beginning, and he's got the consonant digraphs, 4 short vowels. And on Friday, we add all 5 vowels, and then he's also doing CCVCC. And absolutely, I know many of you out there agree with Fatima. He is adorable. But he is also just a typical little guy. He's wiggling around a lot. I didn't keep his attention long, but with Switch It, you don't have to. It packs a punch, right? Remember, that's part of our training, is that a lot of reading programs will have us do 5 minutes of this and 10 minutes of that and 10 minutes of this, all these activities in isolation: phonemic awareness, phonics, high frequency words, handwriting. And if we were to condense all of that in isolation into one that integrates it, it saves us a heck of a lot of time, and it also makes more sense to the child. So squiggly, wiggly kindergartners can get what they need in just minutes instead of hours. Debbie, yes, I worked with his mom and him later on, so definitely found out a lot about how things were, because in June of his kindergarten year, I worked with him more, and he was up 2 grade levels. So he did word attack, nonsense word reading, which shows his sound symbol processing ability, that core foundation that we're working on at Switch It. Was like a 4th grader in the 3rd month at the end of kindergarten. And his word identification was at the 2nd grade level, and his spelling was at the 2nd grade level. And what I did for about 6 months, every other week for about a half hour, I worked with him with Switch It, Read It, and Sort It. We also did lots of reading of new text and rereading of old text. So we did the core word work activities, which I recommended last night at here, and it's the core of the Reading Simplified approach, which I teach in the Reading Simplified Academy. So absolutely doing well. Exactly. Wow. And it's not that unusual for kids to get well above grade level with these activities. They just makes a lot more sense than traditional instruction. They get how the code works. Once they have a strong Sound Simple foundation, then it's easy for things to be learned, memorized on top of it. Word identification starts to stick. I noticed one of you guys said something about the letter sounds were sticking. It was more like Velcro now. The old activities didn't seem to make as much of an impact on their memory as Switch It. So, yeah, and I think he's still going strong. So if you have any questions about Switch It or about the Reading Simplified Academy, I welcome that. In just a second, I will share the winners. And I also wanted to remind you, if you just popped in, that we have this recap page, and you can pick up with anything that you missed. And if you don't believe that it's possible, the little boy that can do it, this way you can watch through the videos slowly and see step by step how he got to where he got. And if you also really want to know, this is the secret one, the 5th day. We're not just learning about Switch It. I kind of crack open the curtain and revealed the other 2 core activities that make up the Reading Simplified approach: Read It and Sort It. So that's a mega training there, right there on day 5. So if you haven't caught that, go back and see this. This recap page, again, will be available for a few more days until Tuesday night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't know how to get there, Jennifer's helping us out with that. Okay. So the other thing that's important to know is, if you haven't been around this week much, you might not know that we are opening back up the Reading Simplified Academy. You guys have proven that Switch It makes a difference, and you probably want to keep adding to your repertoire and not stop the acceleration for your students there. So that's why I'm opening it up. It's a great time to jump in. We have a great crowd of folks from all over the world, in the U.S. and in Canada and in Australia, jumping in to see how they can continue to level up their kids with the full Reading Simplified system. So if you are interested in that, go to this recap page and you'll see buttons for access to jump right in. We have a sale, and again, it's all going on through Tuesday. So check out that recap page. And Justine says, this has been such a great week of learning. I worked with my grandson this week since we were on spring break. I was hoping some folks would do that. Nice. He was so successful. I can't wait to try it with my struggling readers in my 2nd grade class. Debbie asks, do I recommend doing Switch It with nonsense words? I do, once your student reaches the top of the phonemic difficulty progression. So you move them from CVC, CVCC, CCVC, 4 sounds, 5 sounds, 6 sounds, like the word strand. And then once they can do 6 sound words really flexibly, then it's great to go into nonsense words. Okay, you have strist, switch it to strost, switch it to stront, switch it to spront, switch it to sprant, and you can just move really quickly. And at that point, your goal is much less about the letter sound knowledge, because they will have it. They will have it memorized at that point. And now your goal is to really just develop some sophisticated phonemic awareness, sophisticated phonemic processing. Because when a student can manipulate sounds quickly, they have the skill that they need to be able to attack unknown words. If you guys see a strange word that you are not familiar with, you try different sounds. Like Jennifer, if you don't mind me using you, yesterday I tried different sounds with her last name because I hadn't seen the UE. I was like, well, is it glick or... No, I didn't say glick because that's the right way. I said gluck or gluac, and I was playing around with the sounds, and I did the sounds that I knew. I pulled out I first started with gluck, I think, like in blue, gluck, probably what I tried. And I pulled that out, and then I broke up the U and the E, and I put in and and I played with sounds. And then she wrote it and told me it was glick, which I think I probably have seen before. I should have figured that out. But basically that work of manipulating the phonemes to try to come up with a word that we know is what we do to attack unknown words, even as adult. And it's all dependent on strong phonemic processing. Maybe a better example might be the word brown. So a kid reads the word brown and he says brown, which is reasonable, right? OW can often be O. But he has to realize, well, brown isn't a word. I got to pull out the O and plug in the ow. And so when he's doing that, he's playing with sounds. He's flipping the sounds. It's the decoding strategy I call Flex It, and Switch It really forms the foundation for that. So that is Why, Debbie, indeed, I do recommend nonsense words just for Switch It. Not for reading very much because you have plenty of real words to read with most kids, but for the Switch It, a brief little work there can be like a drill that builds the brain. Okay, so, Michelle asks about when do you add guided reading in? Okay, from the very beginning, day one, this challenge is a little artificial in that we only did one activity. I'm not suggesting that you do that and then later you add another activity and later you add another. I'm only suggesting that for you guys because it was all a new learning process. But what my typical sessions are and other Reading Simplified teachers sessions are for guided reading, it's 3 parts. It is rereading of previous day's text, word work, and reading of a new text. And the word work would consist of typically 2 word work activities like Switch It and Read It, or Switch It and Sort It. So I hope that makes some sense. And if they can't read at all, like this little boy, he only knew 7-letter sounds, well then I would read to him and I would ask him to read the word sat, just 1 word per page. And if I had a group, I would read all of it and ask them to take turns reading just 1 word that's a CVC word that would have the sounds that they had just been working on that day. So it's a modification, it's a buddy reading to get them over the hurdle till they can read more and more of it themselves. Jennifer says, I wish I learned all this at the beginning of the year. Yes, I'm glad that you found it now, and I hope that you can still see a big difference in your groups. As you said, you're going to keep using Switch It. Absolutely. A lot of kids don't need to be identified when we solve their underlying sound symbol processing problems. Reading can click. It may take them longer than a typically developing kid, but it won't be impossible like it sometimes seems like. A lot of our special education students, we feel like it's insurmountable for them to ever get to what they need to be at. So a lot of the times I find that it's not that challenging with this approach. Okay. Let's get to the prizes. Pull it up. We've got 2 types of prizes today because we have the prize of the Sort It packet from yesterday. And then we have the prize of, I'm having troubles with my cursor. That's always what's going on when you have all these screens. Like I'm not in television, but I am. Okay, so, oh, interesting. Yeah, and that's a good idea. If you don't like the little pieces of paper, use something tangible. I know another teacher in our community recently was talking about just putting it on tiles too with a Sharpie. The app Sound Literacy is also a way to go if you have a couple of iPads or devices. Because then it's all digital and they don't fall out that way. But that costs more money, of course. Okay, on to our prizes. So, the day 5 winners, this is for the PDF, include Kim Hawks. Let me make this bigger. Valerie Calzini. Whoops, I showed the other one. Hopefully you didn't see that yet. Susan Rexroad. Gladys Dupuis, if I said that right. Ginger Wallers. Congratulations, ladies. Please email Kayla at admin@readingsimplified.com. It may take a couple days for her to get back to you because she has a little sick baby. She's got precious twin boys. They're under a year, and so a couple of them are sick. But she will get to you. And so our winner for the box is Robin Wild. Robin, I hope you hear about this. Make sure you email us with your mailing address so we can get it to you. I've got to put a few finishing touches on it, but so you should expect it in about 2 or 3 weeks unless you live internationally. Okay, so those are our winners. Woohoo! Congratulations, you guys, especially Robin. I know a lot of you like this idea of having kids match objects to cards. It is super fun. I highly recommend it. Yeah, things get lost. That's true. But I think it's well worth it because of their enjoyment of the task. And also, if it's just one special item in the classroom, usually you can kind of find a way to help them take pride in at least one item, right? Absolutely. Jennifer says congratulations, and so does Anne. Oh, you already have the app. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. And whether it may be more convenient for you to do the app, but your kids are going to love the cubes. The objects, that's a great question. I think Montessori Resources has, let me just see. I spent too much money on some of them, honestly, as little knickknacks from Michael's Craft Store for like doll houses. But you can also, I found this on eBay from Curious Minds. Like it's a bag of just little knickknacks, and some of them work for some sounds and some of them don't. But that will be in Snake. Also use everyday household items like a penny is the E sound at the end and dime is the I sound. A paper clip can be the I for short I. So you can find everyday items. And oh, wow. And we should be getting some money from Michael's. That's impressive. 70% off. Whoa. Okay. So what is she talking about if you're just popping in? This is a really fancy little box, and it is on sale at Michael's for 70% off if you have access to Michael's. That's cool. The other thing you could use erasers that are little objects. That's not quite as cool. Let's make sure you get that. Because they like to have something that looks real, but to fill it in, maybe like I have an object that's just a piece of wood that is the shape of an acorn. It's not as real as an acorn, but you could use an actual acorn from outside. Uh-oh. Maybe a false hope. Maybe so. All right. So Debbie says, congratulations, Robin, all the winners this week, of which she was one. Yay. Okay. So make sure that you check out the recap. Make sure you tell a friend that this is changing your instruction for your students, because we shouldn't keep this hidden to ourselves, right? This is the recap page. You can see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. And if you want to learn more about how these activities all fit together, just join in the Reading Simplified Academy. We have a discount, and it is open until Tuesday night. So I am thrilled that you joined me today, thrilled for our winners, and I will sign off. Keep the learning going. We will be sharing wins and successes in the Facebook group, Level Up Your Reader's Achievement, this coming week. So, and maybe we'll be talking about next steps after Switch It. So let's not let the leveling up level off, shall we say. Okay? Thanks for being here. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.